Mira is the kind of character who commands attention the moment she appears. She's blunt, impatient, and doesn't sugarcoat anything. It's like she's always on defense, wearing a thick, impenetrable armor. Sarcastic, impulsive, quick to snap, she confronts anyone without hesitation and never holds back. At first glance, she seems cold, like someone who doesn't care about anything or anyone. But that first impression couldn't be more wrong. Mira's depth comes from the contrast between how she looks and who she really is. On the outside, she's all steel. On the inside, she's driven by emotion, especially when it comes to the people she loves and the connection she shares with her fans. That tension between hardness and vulnerability is what makes her such a rich, layered, and emotionally compelling character. And when you look at her backstory, it all falls into place. Mira grew up hearing she was too much, too intense, too loud, too hard to handle. Since childhood, she was labeled the rebellious one, the troublemaker, the outcast. Everything that now defines her strength was once treated as a flaw. Being honest? Seen as disrespectful. Being passionate? Called unstable. Standing her ground? Labeled aggressive. So she adapted. She built emotional armor and learned to live inside it. To the world, she became untouchable, a walking fortress. But deep down, she carried the scars of someone who spent years believing she didn't deserve family, friendship, or love. That sense of emptiness shaped her entire personality. Then came Rumi and Zoe. And something shifted. In one of her most revealing moments, Mira says, "My whole life, these things were a problem. But somehow with you, it's okay." That single line captures everything. With them, she realizes she doesn't have to hide anymore. What used to isolate her now binds them together. And that doesn't just make her a loyal friend. It makes her the emotional core of Huntrix, even if she'll never admit it out loud. Her tough exterior doesn't erase her softer side, it just hides it. Around Rumi and Zoe, Mira lets herself be goofy, loud, open. And with the fans, that emotional side becomes even more powerful. Mira isn't just a demon hunter driven by her own soul, she's fueled by the energy of theirs. The bond she shares with her audience goes beyond idol worship. It's a kind of emotional symbiosis. And that's what transforms her. That's what makes Mira one of the most compelling characters in K-pop, demon hunters. It's impossible not to feel what Mira conveys. On stage, she doesn't just dance, she burns. Every movement is fueled by intensity, as if her body is the only way to release everything that's on fire inside. The choreographies she creates for Huntrix aren't just rehearsed routines. They're emotional language. That's where she says everything she never could out loud. And that hits even harder when you know where she came from. Mira grew up rejected in her own home. And now, watching that same girl being lifted by the love of thousands is something powerful. As if life finally gave her a family, not one of blood but of choice. A family built on truth and connection. Her hidden sensitivity reveals itself in everyday contradictions. Mira is impatient, blunt, often harsh. But she's also the first to notice when Rumi isn't okay. Even if she doesn't know how to show care gently, she cares too much to pretend she doesn't. When Rumi starts acting strangely, Mira doesn't let it slide. She pushes, asks, insists on understanding. With Zoe, the contrast is even sharper. Mira pretends to be annoyed by her chaotic energy, but she clearly enjoys it. She laughs, joins in, lets herself go. Beneath all the toughness, she wants and needs to feel part of that joy. Mira isn't cold. She just doesn't know how to be light all the time. And all of that comes through in the way she presents herself. Her long hot pink hair down to her thighs, twin ponytails, loose strands, the striking outfit, a purple crop top, yellow skirt with a chain, ripped tights, and tall boots. Nothing about her look asks for approval. It demands space. She doesn't wait to be noticed, she makes sure she is. But there's a quiet kind of softness in the way she owns this style. It's not a forced armor, it's a conscious expression. She doesn't try to tone herself down, she leans in. If the world wants to call her a problem, then she'll be the kind of problem no one ever forgets. And the little facts about her only reinforce this mix of strength and vulnerability. Mira is the visual center of Huntrix, always in focus during choreographies and music videos. Yet she hates being forced into fan-made ships like the controversial Mira because she knows the value of controlling her own story. Then there are the unexpected moments, like when she showed up to the Met Gala wearing a sleeping bag. It's bold, playful, and only someone completely sure of their presence would do it. And of course, the glasses she wears as a disguise, a slightly ridiculous, almost comical touch for someone so intense, showing she can laugh at herself when she wants to. At her core, that's what Mira is, someone who spent most of her life believing she didn't deserve love, and who slowly realized she could be loved exactly as she is. On the outside, she's sharp, rigid, unyielding. But with the right people, she laughs, feels, gives, and opens herself completely. And with her fans, that side becomes even more visible. Mira fights for them, draws strength from them, and gives back everything she has. It's not just admiration, it's a true exchange, a kind of healing. Mira didn't have to change to be accepted. She just needed to find the ones who saw value in everything others once called a flaw. And that's why, between combat, sarcasm, and flawless choreography, she stands out as one of the most authentic characters K-pop Demon Hunters has created. Strong, bold, seemingly unbreakable, with a vulnerable heart that pulses in every gesture, every look, and every real bond she forms with those who believe in her. Mira is a rare example of a character who can be tough without falling into stereotypes. In fiction, strong, aggressive women are often portrayed in two ways. Either they're stripped of femininity and masculinized, or turned into cold, heartless villains. Mira breaks that pattern. She's blunt, sarcastic, and intense, but also stylish, expressive, and unapologetically feminine. She wears bold outfits, enjoys her look, and never hides who she is to prove her strength. That balance gives her a depth many female characters are never allowed to show. This contrast ties directly into her arc of self-acceptance, which still has a lot of room to grow. We know she was rejected by her family, but what did that look like day to day? What kind of wounds did that leave? Flashbacks exploring that past could add powerful layers to her personality. Another rich angle is her relationship with fans. She now draws strength from their energy, but does that overwhelming love ever bring fear? Someone who grew up being pushed away might feel suffocated by sudden acceptance. Would that change how she sees herself? There's also the mystery around her identity. The surname Kodadowski, mentioned in official materials but never in the story itself, suggests something unresolved. Maybe her origins tie into different cultures, a reflection of who she is, someone who never fit into one mold. All of this shows that Mira is already a striking, powerful character, but with so much more story still waiting to unfold. The theory that Mira might actually be a disguised demon sounds far-fetched at first, but the more you look into the details, the more it starts to make sense. Most demons in the film have brightly colored hair, a clear marker of their origin. Those who were once human, like Jinwoo, tend to have more natural features. Mira stands out completely. Hot pink hair, a striking appearance, and a personality that never quite fit into the human world. This raises an intriguing possibility. What if she wasn't just a difficult girl, but a demon raised among humans? That would explain her constant sense of not belonging, the tension with her family, and her inner turmoil. Maybe her rebellion wasn't just attitude, but the result of a deeper clash between two natures, the human and the demonic. The film's visual cues support this. All hunters have natural colored hair. Only the Saja, the demon warriors, have bright, unnatural tones. Mira is the only one in the group with fully colored hair. Coincidence or hidden clue? Rather than contradicting her arc, this theory actually strengthens it. Mira has always believed something was wrong with her. If she truly had a demonic origin, it would only make her journey of self-acceptance more powerful. Because what defines her isn't where she came from, it's what she chooses to be. Mira is already a strong, layered character, but her story is far from over. What we've seen so far is just the beginning.